The content in this video is intended for educational purposes only. Please use the knowledge gained responsibly and ethically, with the aim of personal growth and self-improvement. Welcome to Anti-Hero Wisdom. Today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of manipulation, based on Arthur Horn's book, Manipulation: Dark Psychology to Manipulate and Control People. Manipulation is everywhere around us, in our workplaces, personal relationships, and even in advertisements. But how can we recognize these tactics and, more importantly, how can we use them to our advantage or defend against them? Let's break it down and explore some practical strategies you can apply in your daily life. Manipulation involves goal-driven actions aimed at influencing others to achieve specific outcomes. These actions can range from subtle suggestions to overt control. Understanding the goals and motivations of both yourself and others is crucial. For instance, in the workplace, an ambitious colleague might use flattery and strategic alliances to climb the corporate ladder. Recognizing these behaviors can help you navigate office politics more effectively. One fundamental aspect of manipulation is understanding your goals. Clear, well-defined goals allow you to measure the success of your manipulation efforts. Whether it's getting a promotion, winning someone's affection, or influencing a group decision, knowing what you want is the first step. But it doesn't stop there. You also need to understand the goals of others. For example, if you know that your boss values punctuality and reliability, you can align your behavior to meet those expectations, thereby gaining their favor. Another critical element is actions. Your actions and the actions of others are the building blocks of manipulation. These can include anything from facial expressions and body language to significant decisions and behaviors. By observing and analyzing these actions, you can gain insights into the underlying motivations and goals of others. Now let's dive into some specific tactics you can use or defend against in various scenarios. One classic method is the carrot and stick approach. This involves rewarding good behavior and punishing bad behavior. For example, a manager might offer bonuses to employees who meet their targets while threatening poor performers with job loss. This method can be highly effective in motivating behavior, but it's essential to balance rewards and punishments carefully to avoid resentment and backlash. Emotional manipulation is another powerful tactic. This involves using psychological tactics to influence someone's feelings and behavior. One common method is the guilt trip. By making someone feel guilty for their actions, you can manipulate them into making amends or changing their behavior. For instance, if a friend cancels plans at the last minute, you might express your disappointment, making them feel guilty and more likely to keep commitments in the future. Intimidation is a more aggressive form of emotional manipulation. This tactic uses fear to influence decisions. It can be as subtle as a stern look or as overt as a direct threat. For example, a manager might intimidate an employee by implying that their job is at risk if they don't comply with certain demands. While effective in the short term, intimidation can damage relationships and lead to long-term negative consequences. Seduction is another emotional manipulation tactic that involves enticing someone with an object of desire, whether it's a romantic interest, financial gain, or social status. By presenting something that the target wants and withholding it until they comply with your demands, you can influence their behavior. This method can be particularly effective because it taps into deep-seated desires and needs. Deception is perhaps the most well-known manipulation tactic. It involves controlling information to influence perceptions and actions. This can range from outright lies to subtle misrepresentations or omissions. For example, a salesperson might exaggerate the benefits of a product while downplaying its flaws to secure a sale. The key to successful deception is to make it believable and to ensure that any lies or omissions are difficult to detect. Cold reading is another useful tactic. often used by psychics and fortune tellers. It involves making high-probability guesses and interpreting the target's reactions to refine those guesses. For example, a cold reader might say, "I sense that you've been through a difficult time recently," and then watch the target's response to provide more specific details. This technique can be used in various contexts to create the illusion of insight and understanding. Body language is a powerful tool in the manipulator's arsenal. By reading and interpreting nonverbal cues, you can gain valuable insights into someone's thoughts and feelings. For example, crossed arms might indicate defensiveness, while a genuine smile can suggest openness and trust. By mirroring positive body language, you can build rapport and influence others more effectively. Charisma is another crucial element of manipulation. Charismatic individuals can influence others through their charm and persuasiveness. This often involves a combination of confidence, wit, and the ability to connect with others on an emotional level. Developing charisma can help you become more influential and persuasive in various social and professional settings. Another tactic is the foot in the door technique. This involves starting with a small request that is likely to be granted, which then makes the target more likely to agree to a larger request later. For example, if you're trying to get a coworker to help you with a big project, you might start by asking for a small favor, like proofreading a document. Once they've agreed to the small favor, they're more likely to agree to the larger request. The door-in-the-face technique is the opposite approach. This involves making a large request that is likely to be refused, followed by a smaller request that seems more reasonable by comparison. For instance, if you're negotiating a salary, you might start by asking for a much higher amount than you expect to get. When the employer refuses, you can then ask for the amount you actually want, which now seems more reasonable. The lowball technique involves getting someone to agree to a deal at a lower cost and then increasing the cost after they've committed. This tactic is often used in sales. For example, a car dealer might offer a great price on a car, but after you've committed to buying it, they reveal additional fees and costs. Reciprocity is another powerful manipulation tactic. This principle is based on the idea that people feel obligated to return favors. If you do something nice for someone, they're more likely to do something nice for you in return. This tactic can be used in various contexts, from professional networking to personal relationships. While these tactics can be highly effective, it's essential to consider the ethical implications of manipulation. Manipulation is a complex and multifaceted concept. By understanding its principles and methods, you can navigate the social world more effectively. Use these techniques wisely and ethically. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe for more insightful content.